Hello there and welcome to today's video, which is essentially another telephone call video. I've not been very well this week, so I haven't been able to do like a proper video, if you like. So it's just a catch up this week. And firstly, I just want to talk about Autistic Barbie because she's been everywhere this week, hasn't she? All over the internet. And yeah, I do have some thoughts on this. And firstly, I do need to say that I know that Autistic Barbie has been really well received by many autistic people, and I don't want to take that away from them. I think if someone connects with this kind of doll, you know, who am I to say anything otherwise? You know, it's a great thing if somebody sees representation of themselves in a doll like this, essentially. But for me, it just all boils down to capitalism, really. Yeah, I just get kind of frustrated when corporations jump on a bandwagon in order just to make more money, really. And it does feel like this for me. I appreciate that Mattel have consulted with ASAN on this, which is the Autistic Self-Advocacy Network in America, which is a charitable organisation. And obviously, a charity will always have specialist knowledge that corporations want to tap into because they want to demonstrate that they've done the work, that they have consulted with charities or specialists within any area. I've worked in the charitable sector and I've seen this happen various times where it's almost like a company will want a badge of honour so that they can proceed with making more money. And what frustrates me about Autistic Barbie is that it could have been an opportunity for Mattel to donate some of their proceeds of this doll towards ASAN or other charities that work with autistic people. But you know, that doesn't seem to have happened. As far as I know, anyway, from my sort of cursory research, all that I've been able to find out is that Mattel have donated 1,000 autistic Barbie dolls to paediatric centres, which is nothing to them, is it? I just feel like it could have been an opportunity to fundraise essentially for specific project work through ASAN or another charity. And this could have been in the form of maybe peer support groups, it could have been specialist therapy for autistic people, or I don't know, more communication devices. It just feels like such a lost opportunity for me, and it's, you know, just more and more profits are added to the pile for Mattel, and I think that's what's really bothering me of all this, really, is that they've used the ASAN logo on their packaging, and I think people could almost misread this as perhaps they are giving money to this charitable organisation as a result of me purchasing this doll, and I don't know, I feel quite uncomfortable with that. And just going back to charitable funding, I note that Mattel proudly states here that they worked in partnership with ASAN for 18 months. But I would love to know if they paid for this consultancy work or if it was provided at free of cost to them, because Mattel is a massive organisation and they should be paying for these services from specialists within the sector. And as for the doll itself, I don't know, it just feels like it's another missed opportunity, really, in terms of representation, because if they were going to do the project anyway, in terms of making an autistic Barbie, why couldn't they have made a range of autistic Barbies? I don't know, with different skin tones, for instance, because we know that Black autistic people are underrepresented. So to be able to have a range of Barbies with, I don't know, different outfits and different accessories would have made the project at least a little more interesting and a little more appealing. But I guess I've always been way too much of an idealist, really. But more importantly, I'd love to hear your thoughts on Autistic Barbie. And yeah, whether you think this has been a worthwhile project, or if you hate this idea of having representation through a Barbie doll, I'd love to know down in comments. And another thing I wanted to talk about was last week's video about autism and identity. And if I'm honest, this was probably one of the more vulnerable videos I've put out, or a video that's made me feel a little vulnerable, because I wasn't sure if anybody would really relate. And I honestly was really shocked to see how many of you resonated with this. And yeah, it's really opened my eyes, I have to say. And I think it's obviously a discussion that's will be ongoing actually through future videos, because I do have more to say on this, and yeah, more in terms of self-reflection really. But I've got mega brain fog going on at the moment, which I mentioned in last week's videos and in a couple of live streams recently, and it's to do with medications. I've had to come off vitamin B complex for a while, and you know, I've been really struggling as a result, and it's frustrating because I've got so many ideas for videos, and I get almost energized at the starts of every year because I like the idea of kind of starting over and yeah, having new energy about projects. And it's yeah, it's just not happening this time around because I just haven't got the brain capacity to make more thoughtful videos really. So hopefully as the weeks go on, and once I get back on B vitamin supplementation, then I'll be able to yeah, get back to more interesting videos hopefully. But yeah, it's been really frustrating over the last few weeks, I have to say. And one of the videos I will be doing will be about vitamin B12 deficiency, because it's really common, and I think the symptoms of this deficiency can be masked by other chronic illnesses. So I you know, I think it's really important to be aware about really, because I think it's particularly relevant for autistic people because many of us have restricted diets for various reasons really. It could be because of ARFID, or some of us have EDs, and some of us have MCAS, which is a common co-occurring condition of autism. So yeah, I think it's just really important to be aware of really. So that will be one of the videos coming up when I get some kind of brain capacity back. So I think that's going to be it for today. So I'm sorry it's a short and sweet one, and apologies actually if you can hear any beeping in the background. It's my neighbour, their alarm's going off really quietly for some reason, but I hope that by the time I get into editing I can block out that background noise, so fingers crossed. But if not, I'm really sorry if there's any sort of really quiet beeping in the background, because I know that I would be annoyed by that if I was watching somebody else's video. But anyway, that's going to be it for today. I hope to bring you something more meaningful next week, and yeah, give it a like if you got this far, and I'll see you again soon.